The 5 best examples of augmented and virtual reality in healthcare. In my book, Extended Reality in Practice, I look at how augmented and virtual reality is now being used across all sectors, and healthcare is a great example. So here are my top 5 examples of AR and VR in healthcare. Number 1 is the vein visualizer. An app called AccuVein allows nurses, for example, to simply use the camera of your phone to look at an arm and identify where the veins are, which then makes it easy if they needed to inject something or take blood. Another example is using virtual reality for guided meditation and yoga and relaxation. Lots of people are stressed, and VR can take you into a completely different world and enable you to relax. Augmented and virtual reality is now also used to diagnose medical conditions. In VR in particular, it allows us to look for vision impairment and can even diagnose certain mental health conditions simply using AI-enabled virtual reality. We can now use virtual reality for therapy as well. So there are now certain ways to treat post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD for example, by exposing them to situations that will make it very difficult in a clinical setting, for example. So you can take people into this environment and expose them. You can also use virtual reality to enhance cognitive behavioral therapy, for example. And then we can use augmented and virtual reality for pre-surgical data, for example. You can even have a holographic visualization of the organs that you want to operate on the bones you need to operate on before you even make any incisions. And then you can use, today you can use virtual reality to actually perform the operation. So you can put yourself on board of a tiny little camera that goes into the body. So again, all of this makes it much more immersive, and for me, they are great examples of how AR and VR will transform healthcare in the future.